All right, I think we're live now, right? Yeah, got it figured out. Yep, so pound yen, checking that out.
It takes some volume to break that, I think. But if it does, it'll be really nice.
Yeah, like if you go to the 4 hour on this one, this was that level over here that was, for 2 weeks it pretty much bounced off it. And now we've come right back down to it here. So I'll be interested to see if it holds or if it breaks. If it breaks, here's the next support down here, like 139.5. But if this holds, I think, retest up to this level here, 141.2. Daner, morning, bud.
Jane?
Morning, fellas.
How was skiing?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
It was actually a gorgeous day out yesterday, so it's nice.
Washington?
Yeah, he was just out at Washington.
Yeah.
My mic stuck or something?
A little bit soft, but it's not too bad. Gold had a massive drop, right below 1820.
With a 0.01, I got in right at the market open pretty much just to pay attention, and I ended up hitting my stop loss because it came way back up. But it's real quick. It happened.
Oh yeah,
Uncle Ted caught that, eh?
I saw that. Yeah,
And just like little pieces of it.
we don't need much in a move like that. I think a lot of that was a liquidity too in the marketplace, right?
Oh yeah, but that makes sense. He seems to always catch that at market open, or the last couple of weeks, anyway. So.
Let's see what happens if this 18. It came right back up, but this level right here breaks. This 1830, 1829. Come back down to this 1820 level, maybe.
Bank holiday today, eh?
Yeah, so we might see a fairly quiet day in terms of the financial markets in the US. Not much else for news, though. Bank of England governor speaking in 20 minutes, and there's some Canadian news on housing data, but other than that, it's pretty quiet. After the bounce, gold pretty much came right up to this 200 day, hey? So it'll be interesting to see because this was what was support for the longest time here, right? Basically all last week. We had gold coming down and bouncing off this 200 day. So the fact that it's come back up I think if it does break that 1830 level, sell stop below here, target this zone down here, which is still a decent move. You look at these two candles here are going to sort of fuck the whole day in terms of how things look, but to get in here and take it down to 1820, still $7 in terms of a move. US CAD came up into this level right here, which is where we're at right now. Got a trend line here from back in April that's been pretty good. Did break it here in October, but for the most part, it's been holding.
Bouncing off the 4-hour 102, eh?
Yeah. Right around the 128 round figure too. So see what happens when it, this could be looking for some sort of a pullback or short entry. This is a huge move on Friday. It almost took out the previous 3 days. Almost look for a short entry and then see what happens when it comes back down to this level down here where these moving averages are. Maybe look for another buy. If you get a bearish candle close here, especially if you get a break below this 127.6, stop above there, 36 pip stop, giving it lots of room. But even just down to these moving averages is 52, down to the ADR is 74. So not a bad risk rewarded there.
A little bit of support there on the daily too, through December there.
On the US CAD? Yeah, over here.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of resistance here too. That little cluster. Bitcoin just sort of consolidating still. Came back up to 40 after the drop to 30, down to 33.8.
You think of a short on the US CAD right now? Got a pretty strong 15-minute bull candle. I was looking at it on the previous 15, but I didn't like the close on that. I thought,
Yeah, I don't think. I would still look at the for your risk. I'd be putting my stop above the high. 25, 26 pip stop loss. Not a bad reward to risk.
0.31 risk to reward.
I like how it bounced off that 200 on the 4-hour, and it's prices contain this pretty good. Every time it's hit it, it's sort of come off it fairly strong.
Good.
You got in it?
1%.
I like it.
I'm staring at it for half an hour.
So Aussie's not bad either. Similar. Liam, how are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good.
How was Whistler?
It was good. Friday was a good little Scandinave spa day, and that was good. I'll grab myself a coffee. I'll be back. You get you in anything there, Dana, Liam, this morning?
Pardon me?
You guys in any positions?
No, nothing yet.
I took a Aussie US long.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was looking at that too. Where was your entry?
Entered in on. If this is gonna tell me. Little phone. 76.720.
So right around that candle.
Yeah, exactly. So we're up about 4 pips or so right now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of at a good zone. Looking back at it on the 4 hour, it's kind of tested this zone before twice. So
Yeah. We got this trend line too, just below here.
oh yeah,
You did break through the 100 on the 4 hour, and that's a pretty bearish last 4 hour candle. But again, this is the time of day where all last week it reversed, right?
yeah.
So if that holds true.
It's your go-to pair, eh, Dane? Aussie US, you're going to be our specialist.
He
Well,
likes that one.
It's the one I stay on. The Aussie N looks like a not a bad setup at the moment either.
Yeah. Be more likely to take that short off the previous, off the Asian low.
Yeah.
But that's the only way I trade that pair.
I'd want to see this sort of break up, and to me, this is still consolidation. Could be another leg move down. We've broken this level here. We've broken, yeah. This is all the, here's a good level of support here, the 78.7 level. But did just bounce off the 20. Interesting to see what happens with the, I mean, we'll probably be fairly muted today just with bank holiday in the US, but Friday's sell off on the stock markets closed with a pretty bearish candle on the daily, kind of below the whole lows of all the week. The US dollar index pushed up to 91 and 99, 90.95, and it seems like it's dropping a little bit here now, but yeah, 91 was a bit of a consolidation area too back in December. That Aussie looks good, Dan.
Yeah, hopefully it keeps doing what it's doing. I think to be sold, it's going to keep going up. I want to see it break that 76.8. But we'll see. Sit and wait.
Patience. So much of it, right? It's not easy sometimes, though.
No, fair enough.
See what gold does if we could just get some consolidation, or if we get some. I mean, I retested this low, this 1800 level, rejected nicely. So we talked about last week when we took this break on this low here. We test this level and then this level next. Exactly what it did. That New Zealand US dollar looks very similar to the Aussie as well.
Yeah, it does got kind of a similar.
Yeah, they've done really well.
Totally. Yeah, I think my reason for taking the Aussie over the New Zealand is the Aussie kind of hasn't set a new low yet, whereas the New Zealand did.
Yeah, especially if this is breaking. This is the 76.8 level here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do have that moving average up there. Four hour 100, and that 77 level in this area here. But if you get through this, what's your exit strategy on that one?
I haven't decided yet. I think I was going to move it up to, depending on how it reacts on that 4 hour moving 100.
Yeah.
I was going to move my stop up to at least break even or maybe a 10 pip profit. And then just see if it's able to fight through or if it's going to spin back. I did a small lot size on this one. I was hoping to see if it would actually run up and try to retest its highs a few days ago. So we'll see. I'm kind of sitting and waiting on this one.
You're gonna hold that one a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to. I'd always say like try to really have your exit strategy planned out for both a profit and a loss. When not right away, but when you enter it, when you have your idea, right? So you know exactly what you're gonna do.
Totally.
But US CAD's looking good, Cooley.
Yeah, a little bit slow, but all right, going the right way. We got a target of 127.43 on that one. So 2.3 risk to reward.
Yeah, I mean this. Look what when this one starts moving, though it moves, right?
Yeah, I just don't think there's going to be a whole bunch of volume today, and I'd rather just get out of it.
Yeah, I think you're probably smart. Although you could see, I mean, this big push up here,
Yeah.
you could see this come back, and it could fill this.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a pretty big move in terms of like time of day. Nothing really open. To get a 50 pip, 46 pip move right when the Asian session opens on a Sunday.
Yeah.
You can see that come back down and fill.
Keep an eye on it. Maybe if it's falling quickly, I'll leave it.
There goes your Aussie.
Yeah, Aussie ends going up to see what happens here at this level.
Yeah, US dollar index is coming off, so. Not doing much. And no real news today either, so we should just see things sort of. Ten-year yields are down just about 4%.
What does that generally mean?
Just there can be some relative strength of the US dollar. Like last week they were up, which was causing some US dollar weakness. I can't pull them up on this MetaTrader chart, but like they were up 30% higher than they are right now last week, even Friday. They've been slowly grinding up from the lows in September. It's another gauge of risk, right?
How about you, Adrian? You take anything this morning?
Nothing yet, no.
No.
US CAD for a short. Ryan got in, I didn't. And I looked at the Aussie US as well. I'm watching gold. I want to see if it breaks this. Look on the daily. We talked about this 200-day moving average being, a pretty big level of support all last week.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it sort of did what we talked about. It broke it. Came down, came back, retested it last night. So you can kind of see the support here, see if this now turns resistance if we get a continuation down. So I'm looking to, I'd like to get in the short if we break below the level here, the 1830 level, 1829.
Okay.
Down to this zone here and just see, I mean, it could, that's a pretty bearish candle on Friday with the close. Now, a lot of that was US dollar strength coming into play. But nice to get a retest this lower or low down here. Or even just this 1820 zone. Again, you don't need a huge move in gold, right? Like,
No, fair.
look at the trades Friday. I took it when it broke below this level right here. Took it down. I was in and out here in, I think it was 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Came back up, retested it again, and then dropped.
Would have been a nice entry on that retest there, eh?
But totally. And I think we've actually been talking about that when we saw that happen. And then I thought actually as soon as we got offline on Friday, things started to move.
Yeah, they did actually.
It was pretty quiet and kind of. Bit of a rejection on that Aussie.
Yeah, a little bit.
Aussie N got rejected off the 4-hour 200.
Yeah. It's interesting. Here's the, you look at the Aussie US and the Aussie Yen, just how similar they look. Almost identical.
Legit.
Remember we talked about that last week, Ryan. We talked about the pound yen, and then after this little pin bar here on the daily, how a entry could be a sell stop below the wick there with the stop above.
Yeah.
That would have worked out nicely. Would have took a day to get triggered, but
That Aussie Yen closed a little bit more bearish. I probably would have got in that pin bar there, but it's not very weak.
yeah, he didn't make any sort of low. Like it just, if you look at that full candle on the 15, it didn't. There was no push down at all. Like the whole candle was pretty much above the close of the previous one.
I like the rejection at that level though.
Yeah, it could have just been some people playing off that moving average, right?
And it's kind of the Asian low too.
That's true. I always find Monday is one of those days where you probably get the least amount of trades, just with markets being closed the previous 2 days. Levels not really being established yet for the week. Yeah, US 30 is pretty quiet. I guess that's to be expected though if the market's not open. Oil still's pushed up nicely, still over 52. Yeah, that Aussie US dollar, there was no real push down after that little wick on that candle either.
It doesn't look like a ton of volume at the moment.
No,
People are still sleeping.
yeah, it's the US holiday today too, right?
Fair. That's good. That means everyone should be buying all the commodities and not the US dollar.
Right.
Get rid of that American pride.
Tomorrow's inauguration too, right? What do you think that'll do? For the
Pardon me,
market?
sorry?
Tomorrow's inauguration too, right? What do you think that'll do for the markets?
I mean, probably, I think the whole thing with the US presidential stuff has just added a little more sense of security to the markets, if anything. I think that's what we saw a lot of rallies last week. I think most of that stuff should be somewhat muted. It was more when Biden was announcing some of the stimulus plans last week, that moved the markets. And then when what's his name was speaking on Thursday, there were some big market moves with that. Just talking about low interest rates lasting for a long time. They're being, things aren't going to change anytime soon. There's more money to be spent if needed. It was pretty dovish overall, which, that's what dropped the US dollar Thursday. And then the market sort of followed. See, when we look at gold last night, how there was this level here of resistance. As soon as it broke that, it shot right up, came back down, right down to retest that level again. And then again here. This is why I'm looking at that level as a breakdown below to see if it holds or if it breaks.
What would be your entry on that?
About 1829 or so, 1828, right around here. 1829.
Oh. On the hold of that zone, would you be looking to take that up, or you stay biased to a short on there?
I mean, you could trade that zone. You could do a buy, if you got to look in one of these candles here with a bit of a wick in that area, you could take it up. I wouldn't take it up much past, 1835, sort of $5 zone. With this just sort of 200-day being the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's sort of just ranged for that $11 since the Europe market's open. But if this breaks here, then I think this 1820 level comes into play. I mean, as soon as this broke 1820, it just like that, and that all happens so fast. If you were watching the market, so you break it down to like a 1 minute chart. And that's what it does, right? Like even this move last week we got down. It all happened so fast. That's why I like to trade gold with breakouts, is that once they break through a zone, they tend to run.
Fair.
Pound yen's the same way too. Same with the US 30. Whereas for example, the Aussie dollar, it's not really a runner. It'll slowly grind. Unless there's news, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, the Aussie is usually pretty slow.
That's why it's a great pair to trade when you're just first starting out, because it doesn't, you're not going to get a 60 pip candle
Totally.
that can wipe out your account.
We only need a 20 pip candle for that.
Did you get that risk to reward indicator?
I haven't, no.
Yeah, you should get that for sure.
Yeah.
Liam, how's that working out for you?
It's working out quite well for me. Like actually last week was my most successful week for it because I downloaded the risk indicator.
Awesome.
Hey, Dane, send me your phone number in Slack, and then I'll WhatsApp you the directions.
Totally. That'd be sweet.
Actually, I wonder if I can just post it in the Slack group
Yeah,
so everybody can have
great
it.
for everybody to have. If this US CAD breaks this little low here, Ryan, I think that's going to move nicely.
Yeah, we're seeing the Aussie dollar start pushing back up to its.
Yeah, the US dollar is coming off.
Be nice to see that CAD break that level right there.
Yeah. Looks good right now.
Those look really good right now.
Here it goes. Nice. Pound yen's moving up off that support level too we talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that US CAD looks good, right? Same with that Aussie.
Yeah, Aussie yen shaping up nicely too.
Yeah, that the US dollar
Yeah,
looks pretty bearish right now.
nice strong hourly on that
Yeah,
Aussie yen.
hourly close too. That'll look good. You locked in any profit on that, Ryan, or are you just letting it play out?
No, I'm not. I definitely don't want it to go up and touch that area and then fall on. It hasn't dropped not far enough for me yet. At that level, I'd rather close or take profit than for my stop loss. I don't know. I've had bad luck with that, moving the stop loss to break even and then
Yeah,
take it out and then keep dropping.
I agree. I mean, you're right on the 20 on the 1 hour. I'd watch that. It's a nice bearish candle, though, really nice. And it'll be the 4 hour too. Engulfing over the previous. Not quite engulfing, but close.
Definitely a strong bearish 4 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour and 4 hour. I mean, this break of this, if you didn't get in this trade and you want to get in it, you could almost on this push back up here, get in with the stop above there, 19 pip stop loss. 2 to 1 down to the end of the low of the day.
Send that risk management folder to the trading file.
Thanks, Ryan. Such a good tool to have.
Yeah, it's a big difference for sure. Helps you with your discipline.
Yeah, I'll check that out for sure.
Benny, good morning, buddy. Why isn't your pretty face on TV? If this pound yen breaks above this level here, could be a good buy entry as well too, buy stop. Been rejected a few times. And we did make a higher low here.
Worried about that London crossover low there?
Right here.
Yeah.
There wasn't much movement there. Big a bit of a push up and push down. I mean, to me, this is still moving fairly bearish. And just see if this, this zone right here is something that we'll push back up off of. There's definitely this cluster here, like, if we were watching the markets, a sell stop, below these lows here would be a nice entry as well. Just kind of ground down after that, right? But I mean, Japan isn't open right now, so.
Looking. Just kidding. Yeah, that could go up to 140.73 quite easily, I think.
Yeah, or even 141. And it's definitely just consolidating here, has been for the last 6-7 hours. Right at the 100 and the 4-hour. See. Yeah, I don't mind a buy stop above that. Just take it out. Again, that pair tends to move once it breaks that zone. That entry on the CAD we just talked about, waiting for that little pullback and getting in would have been would have worked out well too. Using this candle here as your entry signal. I think yours was much better, Ryan. Your entry right around here, but this one breaking these lows here definitely kind of confirms that, right?
That would have been uncomfortable there if I made my stop loss.
Yeah, well, I think that's why you got to give trades room, right? You don't want to. You see it often where people will prematurely enter in a stop on a pair that's not a runner, right? If that was gold, you'd probably be okay.
Yep. Well, gold, you want to do that, I think, or pound yen, anything that you trade that breaks off.
Yeah, the US 30 pound yen gold.
You need a name for this group.
Pardon me?
You need a name for that group of currencies.
Right, runners.
Runners, good one.
Gold's pushing up. Put a small little support rectangle right around here. It's funny, even you can just see how you had we had this one in from Thursday, and how this zone here now it's it's continuing to be a zone today. It's just the zone trading. It's just so easy to see where the buyers and sellers are entering in, right, and how they're respected.
You wouldn't take a trade before the high of today, though, would you?
Today, no, I wouldn't take a trade there. I mean, if you got a strong candle close above this 200-day, maybe, but I mean, we've already moved huge moves already today, right? I'd prefer to buy on a hold of this level here to try to take it up, or ideally down here. But for me, the trade I like the most is a sell below here, or another rejection here and a short, of this 200-day moving average. Hey, Roman. You didn't miss much. We got in on Ryan got in on a US CAD trade at the close of this candle here. So he's kind of carrying that down. It's broken this little level of support here. And See if we carry on through. What's your first target on that, Ryan? 127.40.
It's a little bit above that, but yeah, great area.
And then also got in on a Aussie US long right around here. So that was nicely profitable too. Looking at Dane, your stop on that one, you got that below the day.
Stop on that. Yeah, below the day.
So yeah, so nice, 14, 15 pip stop, already up 13, 14 pips on it. And then watching the pound yen to see if this level here breaks for a buy, or this level here breaks for a sell. Going back to the 4-hour chart on this one, this level we're in right now, this 140.3 was, it acted as resistance until it broke it, and now it's come back down to test it. So see if that level holds. Bank holiday today, so at US 30, I'm not even gonna look at it. Martin Luther King Day, that's what it is in the States.
Mhm.
Gold's pushing up right now. I mean, if we get a close on gold on the daily, that's looking like a pretty bullish rejection, bullish pin bar. If we had a close near the high, it could be a good sort of, buy limit order above, buy stop above the high, stop below here, and just, manage your risk accordingly. But we are in this, sort of longer term.
Yeah, I like that.
This range. I mean, it's a big range, but 145 is, in terms of the value of gold, it's what, 8%. We try to focus on Rowan just answering a question. They try to focus on just a few pairs. Personally, me, I'll trade the Aussie US, US CAD, New Zealand US, pound yen, US 30, gold, S&P 500, and then just started to pay attention to Bitcoin. A couple of the guys are trading Aussie yen as well. Liam loves his CAD Swiss franc. What about you? What do you trade? What's your go-to? And yeah, mainly zone trading. Just for targets and entries. I mean, it's easy. They're easy to see on the pairs that respect them. But then some other pairs like, the pound yen, US 30, gold, they'll be sort of more breakout trades once they break through those ranges. Bit of a rejection on the gold there on the upper. Yeah, you had all pairs set up. That's good. Yeah, I mean, just getting used to trading. I found that certain pairs trade certain ways, and the same people trade those pairs. So it's just trying to learn how they all trade them. That's sort of what I've focused on. But you can definitely see the same setups consistently throughout. There's always lots of trades to be had.
I think 6 is a really good number to watch.
I like 6 just for for my setup with my screens and stuff.
And when you're flipping back and forth, be able to watch 6 different pairs.
Especially if you know, for example, I'll watch the Aussie New Zealand dollar, not because I'm not going to necessarily trade it, although I have in the past, but just to see which I prefer, trading the Aussie US or the New Zealand US. Figure out if I think US dollar strength, then I'll look at the Aussie New Zealand and I'll say, okay, which one do I think is going to be weaker? And that's the one I'll look for shorts against the US dollar, or vice versa, but it's the other way around. Probably just sticking to what you know. Yeah, I mean, I think the most volumes in that crossover between New York and London, which starts around 5 o'clock our time. He's getting up early. US dollar index is bouncing up a little bit here. We might see a bit of a reversal.
Aussie fall off pretty good right now.
Yeah. Pretty quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have got stopped out on that US CAD.
You would have gotten?
Well, it's pretty much break even right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's another one. If you use this candle here as your entry signal, getting in now is not, wouldn't be bad entry either for a short. Same thing with the Aussie US. Although this one ran into this cluster here consolidation. It's kind of that level you talked about, Dan, that 76.8 level.
Yeah. Although I thought with the close above that, kind of that 76.8 even level, I thought it was going to be pretty healthy moving up.
Well, and especially the hourly and the 4-hour close, right? But
yeah,
and same thing with the US CAD, 1 hour, 4-hour. But then look at this, this is a pretty bullish close of the same candle. And then what happens? It just falls, right?
totally.
Right here. Last week and Friday. Thursday, Friday.
Aussie N's coming off that low of Friday, and then also that what is that? The 4-hour 100. Not very strong, but reaction.
Yeah. It's a nice hourly close on that. Yeah, US 30 if you got a break. Again, I'm not going to trade it just because of the bank holiday in the US, but if you got a break below here, could be the one to take down. It's a pretty bearish candle close on Friday. But again, all the stimulus talks, I think you're better off to buy the dips on this than you are to sell. Look for buying opportunities. My US CAD's coming back down. Looks like the US dollar index too is falling.
That would have been a good grab there at the top, like you said.
Yeah. Again, sometimes you look for, I'll look for your entry and then you kind of wait to buy it on a discount, right? So your reason for taking the trade is this candle here. And then you're kind of waiting up. I mean, not often you're going to get it come all the way back up, but even an entry rate, right around halfway up, the retracement isn't bad. Same thing with that Aussie, right?
Yeah, I did actually take a second entry on that sucker.
Did you? Double
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, as soon as it hit that 76.8 even, I took another one.
When it came back down.
Yeah.
Confidence, I like it.
Got to help move the market.
It's the market maker. Down yen, getting rejected, coming back down.
How many people you got on YouTube?
How many people are watching right now? I don't know. I don't even know where to see that.
Seven.
Thing, the
There's 7 on there.
just looking at gold. You know, not my ideal way to trade it, but if you're looking for just a range trade, kind of got rejected nicely. Back 1 second, just gonna grab a coffee.
Ryan, you still in that US cap short, or do you get out of it?
No, I'm still on it.
You are, yeah.
I like it. I mean, there's not much volume to do. It's kind of shitty, but
Yeah.
I like that rejection off the 4-hour 100. And then if you look at the 1 hour, there's 2 little doji candles there.
Yeah.
12 o'clock 1 hour is really bullish, and then pull back a little bit. I'm happy with that one. I've moved my stop loss down though. It's above the daily high, but I think I like it better just above the 4 hour there, above that. Because if it goes above that previous 1 hour candle, it might go up, but I don't think it's going to go that high.
No, I think this is a pretty bearish day for the US dollar.
I think if it does, I got it wrong, so I go invest in stop loss.
Right. The way I'm looking at it, unless we see like a kind of a trend reversal, it's like, you know, pushed a lower low yesterday or 2 days ago.
Bitcoin's falling here, making some moves.
Falling. Don't like it.
What's that?
I don't like it.
Don't like Bitcoin?
I don't like it falling.
No. You still holding on to yours?
I sold my currency, but I'm in the ETF, which I think is going to go up long term, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I think we're just going to range here till the next move, right? But this is coming down, starting to fall. So what I've seen with this pair is like even you get like a little consolidation area like this, you know, sell stop below that. Same thing with this little here, you know, comes up, retests it, breaks above it, runs. Can add that one to the runner group.
Yeah.
The US yen today, anybody?
I don't even think that there.
No, I didn't take anything on it. Looks at it. Get that actually, yeah. A good point.
Yeah, this trend line here from March got respected last week. Just you know, just for looking at some of the yen crosses, right? To see if still in a fairly downward trend for yen strength. Looking at selling rallies on some of the other yen crosses.
Generally, look for that right now. If you look on the daily, how it broke the lower low on the daily, but it kind of rallied. It looks like it rallied up again. It looks like it wants to consolidating and it wants to go up, but the lower low kind of argues that.
Yeah, I think this trend line down here is definitely being respected. This rejection off it again on Thursday last week. It's just got to get through these lows here, right? can almost look at waiting for a break below 1035 to take it down. And then, a break below that should mean some of the other yen pairs will follow suit. The US yen does have looking at the US dollar index, it's obviously heavily biased by the euro US dollar, but the US yen is probably the second most traded pair that there is. So it also runs fairly technically, right? And you get that much volume. You're below the 100 and 200 on the daily, you're below the 100, the 200 on the 4 hour, and both the 100 and 200 on the 1 hour. So kind of biased to the downside still.
I thought 630 candles were supposed to be the crazy ones.
You thought what, sorry?
The 630 candles were supposed to be the crazy ones.
Not when the US markets aren't open.
No kidding.
The volatility just changes.
Absolutely nothing. This Aussie dollar has just been kind of sitting at that. My buy-in, it's just sitting at zero right now.
Well, and that's the thing is, we might see some movement come into the London close. But with the US markets closed,
yeah,
it's probably gonna be pretty quiet. So it might be one of those ones like, if you're in your long, if it comes back up and tests these highs, you might even get out of it or close 80% of your position.
Totally.
Just if your profit, same thing where if it comes back down here, as if we get any sort of wicks down here, showing buyers are coming in, close it out and take it, or part of your position.
Definitely.
I still think it's still early, right? There's still time for movement.
Definitely not getting that 630 excitement today.
Not getting where?
630 excitement.
Well, it's pretty dull. Gold's, coming off this zone. If we break this, probably test this. Again, I'd like to see it come down to this 1820 zone, but we'll see. Yeah, Bitcoin move sustained, sort of. It's still looking bearish. That Aussie's looking good, Dane.
It's coming back. Coming back.
That CAD's coming back up. What's oil doing?
My stop is above the previous high on the 15. Goes above that, I'm definitely wrong.
The U.S. CAD above which
Previous high.
this one up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right at my stop too. You've already broken this level here. If price moves up above here, it's probably going to retest up here. Or move higher. I mean, your ADR is up here at 128.3, which was this high over here. Could almost draw a little zone up here. Yeah, US dollar's kind of consolidating right now. It's not really, it's come off the highs in terms of the US dollar index, but it's still.
Not surprised.
US 30 is breaking that little bit of level there. Gold's coming down slightly. Yeah, that Aussie looks good, and I like that. Broke through this level, came back, retested it. I'd look for a test of this up here. That's pretty close to this trend line too.
You got that trend on the 4 hour there, you do?
Yeah. So there was this level of resistance here around 73.5 that was fairly big, and as soon as it broke through that, it came back and retested it, and that's sort of where I put that the start of that 4 hour candle, or 4 hour trend line in this zone here, right towards the bottom of it. Okay, I just entered short on gold. Let's see what happens here. Stop is in above. If we close above this zone up here.
What was your bias on that sell on gold? Are you good? Just the break of that moving 20 on the 15?
Well, so I like that we got 3 lower highs here,
Yep.
right? The zone got rejected again. This is a nice bearish candle right here. And then as soon as it started to break below this, go short. Again, I'm fine if it comes back up to retest this level. If we get a close above these here, I'll get out of it. That's my, so it's almost a 1-to-1.
Fair.
If it comes down to this level here, plan is I'll close half my position and see if it breaks this. And at that point, I'll move my stop to break even or +1.
That makes sense.
So it's similar to if you think about the overall risk and the overall potential gain. My other trade idea was to do a sell stop below this level here and take it down to this level here. This move from here to here is very similar from this to here. So even if I come down here, close out half my position, and then the other half runs down here, it's exactly the same amount of gain as the full position from here to here.
Fair. Getting in early.
Exactly. And I'm also just because of the U.S. markets being closed, I'm thinking we may come down to here and then come back up and retest this, just because we haven't seen the volume come in yet, and we may not. U.S. dollar index is coming off nicely. That should help your Aussie and your U.S. CAD. So the TSX opened up on the positive, which even though the US markets are closed, it's still a North American market. So that's in terms of risk sentiment. Again, doesn't have the same influence, obviously, the NASDAQ, US 30 and the S&P have, but it's on a day like today, it will give you some indication of the overall market bias.
Okay, boys, I'm out of here. I got to go to work. I'll see you all at 5.
Hey, Billy, have a good day, man.
Later, man.
That pound yen's breaking that level I talked about. Pushing up. Here comes gold down. Yeah, rejected a little bit.
Funny, we're seeing gold come down, but we're seeing the Aussie go up a little bit. It's usually the opposite effect.
Yeah. A lot of times they'll run in tandem. We're also seeing the US dollar come off and gold come off too, which usually they'll invert, right? Usually gold strength means US dollar weakness and vice versa. But they're both coming off. Be quiet. I'm looking at this pound yen here right now. It's breaking that level. Let's see if it holds. Yeah, US dollar index is coming down nicely.
It's a nice look at the Aussie US on the hourly right now.
Yeah.
Looking
There goes the yen. Talked about that, break of that, watch it run up. That US CAD looks good right now too.
That's a nice hourly close, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice bullish bar, nice little rejection pin bar right around the 20 MA. That was good, especially if you're going to hold that long term. I like this close on this pound yen here too. Let's see if we come back and get a retest of this for a buy. And the US CAD as well, if we get looks like a nice little follow through. There was that pound. Shit, I should have taken that on the buy stop like I talked about.
Yen?
What's that?
Yen?
Yeah, I was saying earlier, like I like it on a break above this level here to do a buy stop,
Totally.
and I missed it.
Yeah, the buy against the yen looks like I guess it would be the winner today.
Pardon me?
I said the buy against the yen looks like it might be the winner today.
Yeah, that pound yen would have been a nice entry.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
should have put that order in and not tried to do market execution. Well,
All right, guys, I'm gonna take off here and do some studying now. I haven't had any trades today.
all right, Liam.
Fair enough.
Take care. Have a good day.
You too, later, Liam.
You still holding on to your Aussie, Dane? Yeah, Roman. Gonna be doing this every day, 5 a.m. You're in Vancouver, so same time, 5 a.m. Live till 7:30, 8 o'clock, depending on what we see. Probably be 7:30 today. Just things are pretty quiet. I'm in that gold right now, seeing what it does. It's kind of just pretty slow moving. I think the one trade today that we called but didn't take would have been just buy stop here, taking it up 15 pips right over to that high in London Open. That range would have been a nice quick one on the pound yen. This Aussie that we're in as well looks good, and so does this CAD, US CAD short. But we're just not seeing the same volume just with the US holiday. But yeah, definitely come back. US dollar index is coming down.
Looks like gold's pushing up a bit.
Yeah, that US dollar index, US dollar is coming off, which should be good for your Aussie. Looks like it's breaking these highs, and the US CAD's breaking those lows. Okay, buddy. Have a good day, you too, Rowan. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, gold's popping out with that US dollar coming off.
Yeah, gold is popping up. It's not bringing my dollar with it though. What the hell?
Right?
Things are backwards today.
Yeah, it's again, you look at like the session movement in US CAD, like this is pretty quiet since
Yeah.
North American markets, we've only had 15 pip move in that pair, which is heavily traded in that time frame. Same thing with, you know, your Aussie, 15 pips. Everything's pretty rangy.
Yeah.
30, which is usually the most volatile time to be trading the US 30. It's, you know, no movement at all. Same thing with gold. It's just gold's moved $5 in this session.
We're talking about that Aussie 4-hour, the moving 100 being a factor, but it's probably not going to make it there till tomorrow.
It's hard to know. Like, it's pretty range bound.
Yeah, pretty slow going.
I do. It is pushing higher though. Like I do like that, and we're coming into that kind of European Open range there.
True.
You'll see sometimes though too, like when markets aren't really liquid or there's like not a lot of money in the markets and they're slowly moving in a direction. There's some algorithmic traders that things will just sort of keep on pushing slowly, right? So don't. Sometimes you can just sort of, you know, wait for it to come up, come down, make another low, move up, and then move your stop up accordingly. Like you can move your stop up right now if you wanted to play it safe to just below this little wick of this 15-minute candle here.
True.
you want to sort of protect your profits. You can never go wrong with protecting profits like that.
Very true.
Yeah, that pound yen, that would have been a nice one.
Still moving up, eh?
Yeah. Now US dollar index is coming down. This CAD may break this level. I think your Aussie's going to take off here.
Moving just the wrong way.
Right?
The hell?
Ethereum's back up to the highs. Interesting. Could the gap on this on the open, hey? Crazy.
Jeez, eh?
Yeah.
What causes a gap like that? Just a lot of weekend buyers?
Yeah, I mean, there can be news that happens in the weekend. It's where the orders start opening when the market's open.
Mm.
And I mean, that's why, unless there's a major event, gaps can happen in any pair. I've seen them in every pair, but typically they'll be on the more volatile, less traded pairs, just because you're there's less people, less orders out there, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what would have caused that gap. I don't think Bitcoin didn't really gapped up a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, Bitcoin almost looks like it's going to buy back up to 40,000, eh?
Pardon me, sorry?
So Bitcoin almost looks like a nice buy back up to 40,000.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, I definitely want to be a buyer on that when it, got some lower highs. I still think we might come back down to test this one, maybe this 33 level, 32.5, 30 would be great. But I think we're going to range here. Maybe even, get a tighter consolidation up in this area here before the next leg up.
Totally.
But just have to be patient and see. Yeah, your Aussie's not doing what I thought it was going to do.
No, it's kind of doing the opposite.
US dollar index is coming up, which is probably causing some of that.
I'm hoping it kind of bounces off this 76.8 level. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, there's buyers in Asia there, right?
Yeah.
Pretty quiet. Yeah, US 30 is quiet. Everything's just bah.
A whole lot of nothing.
No. I mean, you got a pretty good move in your Aussie though if you took it like from your original entry. Well, to catch 16 pips on a day like today.
True.
Markets only move 51 in that pair. That's not bad.
True. Yeah, we're only holding 10 at the moment, but yeah, you're right, max to max. As long as it doesn't trade directions, I think I'll just sit on it for a while.
TSX. US dollars kind of, so it's rolling over, but it's kind of near the bottom of that range it's been in most of the night. And that pound yen still's moving. One thing, it just runs when it breaks those levels.
Yeah, the pound yen is looking nice. Oh, the Aussie dollar's coming down pretty hard right now.
Yeah. You might want to be cautious with that. If you're profitable, just it is a bit of a downtrend if you go to the, like, yeah, I know it's bottomed out here, but you know, it did the same thing here and dropped, same thing here and dropped, same thing here and dropped.
True.
4-hour chart, you know, 20's rolling over. We did make a lower high here.
Good point.
It was almost a bit of a channel, you know, lower low here. I'd just be careful with that, especially if you don't want to go from a profitable trade to a
Totally.
trade.
I moved my stop loss to +4 pips, so we'll.
Yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Can't go wrong.
No, looks like it's about to hit it at the moment, though.
That's where you may have, like we talked about when we said if we get a retest of this here, maybe take off some profits, right? I mean, we saw this little candle here. Might have been a good position to close half. Hindsight's 2020 though.
Yeah, exactly. Too late now.
U.S. capital goes into lockdown due to external security threat. Who knows what that means?
Donald Trump is back.
Who knows?
Who knows is right.
All right, 7:30. I think I might call her a day. I don't really see anything transpiring. I'm going to keep this gold here. See, you know, if we get a close above this band here, I'm going to get out of it.
Seems fair.
Probably close out when if we get down here, or half and then half down here. And for your Aussie, yeah, I would just protect your profits. If we get another push up, you know, if we get back up here, maybe close half and see what happens. Put in a stop just below this candle here.
Exactly. I think I'm just going to leave my stop kind of just below that little zone there.
Can't hurt, right?
No. And just see what happens throughout the day.
I like it. Awesome, man. Well, let's, I'll see you later tonight at 5. And yeah, have a good day.
Sounds good, man. You too.